All right, real quick, I'm gonna tell you, and that's right, you, the people, the story of time I met a pimp. So this is how the story begins. Okay, I'm getting off work. I used to work at the Regal movie theater. It was a really bad month. Okay, I had a terrible month. You know, I was working doubles all the time, and when you work a double at a movie theater, you have to stay till like 2 o'clock in the morning. It's freaking absolutely terrible. So what happened was it was the worst month in a lot of ways, you know, school, blah blah blah, but it was also the best month in the fact that green apple slushies were at 7-Eleven. Okay, there's only it's like if you compare it in actor merit, okay, it's like Christian Bale in American Psycho, Christian Bale in The Fighter, and Christian Bale in Batman. Okay, that's how three awesomes it is. Okay, so went to 7-Eleven right after work. I was happy as hell. Like you can see me if you can imagine in your head, I'm skipping. I'm skipping hardcore down the street. I am skipping through the doors, past the cashier, past the frozen food, past the already made deli sandwiches which taste horrible, past all the candy and the cigarettes, right to the slushy machine. Okay? I see small, medium, large, and Nick size, which also known as the badass size, also known as extra large. So of course I grab two and I see which one's the cleanest because it's not the most cleanly 7-Eleven. I take the most clean one, throw out the other one, and I start pouring the green ooze into my cup. And if you guys can like picture this in your mind, think about like heavenly light pouring down onto your face and slowly into your mouth. Crazy in love with said slushy. Okay, you didn't even know like there's sex, there's intercourse, and then there's slushies. Okay, and then of course the slushies, you know, they're here. Everything else is down here. Anyway, so I'm walking out, and there's a woman about 5'11", pretty attractive. You know, like she's about a 7, maybe an 8 in the right light. And she's like, "Hey Chico, you looking for a good time?" And I'm like, I have one right here. It's in my slushie." And then I start walking away again. The man came up behind her, and he was wearing like a wife beater and a trench coat, like a streaking trench coat. And he's like, What's wrong? Are you too good for her? What's going on? Like, what's the big deal?" So I figured out at this point that looking for a good time meant, you want to pay me for sex? Which, I mean, paying someone for sex is whatever, is no big deal. But only if she's a 10. All right, she's rating it an 8, and you know, like my pocket. I mean, I was burning a hole in my pocket, but not that big of a hole. Okay, so I couldn't just be throwing it away at 7s and 8s, or I gotta go for the 10, possibly 11 before I'm throwing my money down the hole. So anyway, I told her how I couldn't put money in her hole, and he was absolutely furious. He was just like, "What's going on, man? This shouldn't be a big deal, okay? You obviously you have a job. I can see that you have a job. You have enough money for that girl." And I'm like, "I'm sorry, dude. Like, I don't. I don't have the money for her, okay? Like, all my money went to the slushie. All of it. I have $0 at this point because the slushie's so expensive." And then at that point, I started walking away again. But then after he's like, "Hey, man," and I turn around and he puts his arm in his coat pocket. At this point, I'm really scared because it could have been a knife, a gun, a card for a free lay. And I'm like, this is bad. I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. I would, man. I totally would. But I would have to sell my car to get a girl as attractive as yours. Which, by the way, it's worth like 5, 6 slushies. So it's really not really that much, but still, he didn't know that. So I'm like, I had to sell my car for this girl, okay? So really, I can't do that because I got to get home and I got to get to work. But if I save up enough money, I would love to get your girl. And he's like, all right, and he just waved me off, and he took his hand from out of his coat, and I walked away with a slushie. The lesson here, I think, is not all pimps wear purple hats and purple coats. Oh, hello. I didn't see you there. Did you get it? You got it? Okay, cool.